to the CFG GameCast, episode number 135, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
So much. Played a lot of Evil Dead this week. Played some more Labyrinthine last night, which is always fun. I love Labyrinthine. It's good. Smitty has it too, and I was going to ask him to play, but I knew it wasn't feeling good via Mr. Mans in the other room. He was like, yeah, he's not feeling good. So I didn't bother asking him because I knew he'd push himself to play with us, and he needed a rest. But, you know, things are sort of moving and grooving, taking care of the discovery part of my dad's stuff and got a lawyer and all that. So I feel a little more like at ease, but then I got bad news about things. I was like, wait, no, I'm getting stuff done. You can't tell me that. So, you know, things are getting a little hinky, but I'm figuring it out. I did find on my dad's computer that he did actually start making because I had asked my dad 2 years ago, at least at the end of 2018, so longer than 2 years ago, if he would make my intro. If you guys don't know, my dad was a musician. He was a composer and a conductor. He mostly played piano, but he could play everything. I asked him if he would make my intro for my Twitch, and he said, yeah, no problem. And he was like, what are you thinking? Like 8-bit horror? I was like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And he basically blew me off for the last like several years and was like, yeah, I'm not done. I found it. It's a good 35 seconds and it is 8-bit horror and it is fantastic. And so I'm going to see if I can pull it. It's in the editing software and I'm not sure how it works because it's a new one for me. I'm old school console recording studio status. So I'm going to try to pull it off and see if I can't loop it and make some tweaks to it and like harmonize it so it makes it creepier, like as like a breakdown, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can play with it. And you said Heine, so now I'm like, maybe I should just get Jason in on this and see if, you know, he can see my dad's vision and like finish it. So
yeah, you gotta use friends of the show. That's what I think. You know what I think.
Don't like
and this is the thing.
I like paying people for their services.
Here's the thing, though. I think that like something like this, especially like this situation, is like very close to the heart for you yourself, very personal. And I think that and I know for a fact that Jason would be the right dude that would do it right for you. So like, and then I think, and you know, and like something like this is, I think it's something that you know that you'll always have. And yeah. So I mean, you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel anything on this. You know, people are definitely going to be wanting to help you out on this, and they definitely got your back. So you shouldn't feel ashamed about asking.
I know.
For something like that.
I mean, if I ask somebody, I'm going to pay them because you pay your friends, guys. Just remember that you pay your friends for their services because they're good at it and they deserve to be paid. But yeah, if Jason was like, hell yeah, I'll get on this, I'd be like, what's your hourly rate? I don't have money right now, Jason, but I will soon ish.
Say you have give him Jeffrey Bucks. He's cool with Jeffrey Bucks.
Or Donk Bucks. I have lots of Donk Bucks. I got into that stock real early. I don't think Donk is here right now.
I think the Donk Bucks is still are still there in the stock market, but they just realized it's not. It means absolutely nothing. So well, as you can see in the third seat, it's definitely not the leader of the itty bitty smitty committee, but I would say, well, welcome back a friend to the show. I'd like to welcome Frankie, aka Super Frankie, on to the show. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. You know, personally, I've been trying to get some backlogs out of the way in the worlds of gaming. I haven't been playing anything new after I beat Elden Ring. So, like, I've been playing Dragon Warrior on Game Boy Color, oddly enough. Random. Well, I recently got an Analog Pocket, and that thing is so beautiful and gorgeous. And I said, you know what, I need to play a game on this. Let's look at my backlog of Game Boy games, and I decided, you know what, I need to actually play through all the Dragon Quest games because I've only actually played through 2 of them. So I need to.
Wait, are we talking about original Game Boy, like the original black and white Game Boy color, like the spinach green?
Yes, but this game.
Dragon Quest?
Yes, but this game was a Game Boy. It was like the black cartridges where it works on normal and Game Boy Color, so it is playing in color.
Yeah,
it's Dragon Quest 1 and 2 collection. So I'm playing that right now.
Nice.
And then other than that, like if you're in the world of manga, you probably know that One Piece is at a climax right now in the series, and it's getting close to the end. It's hard to say that with a series that's been around for 25 years now, so it's getting there. So like my heart's been in the One Piece
to the end.
You know, it's been
Frankie.
Been there.
That show is not going to be done in like even it says close to the end. It's 5 more years.
Well, maybe, but that's still 5 years too little. So I'm a big One Piece fan. So I'm like, you know what? I've been randomly just while I'm playing Dragon Quest and stuff, rewatching like Thriller Bark and also like the Impel Down arcs in One Piece, just because I'm gonna miss it when it's gone. And I've also decided that, you know what? I have a backlog of One Piece video games. I have pretty much every game that's been released in both US and Japan. And I'm like, you know what? I need to play those. And I haven't played through all the Pirate Warrior games. So I'm actually playing through One Piece Pirate Warriors 2 right now on the PS3. And I'm almost done with that one. So I've been doing that just because I'm in like the One Piece mood ever since the end of the most recent Wano arc. If you're a fan, you'd know what I'm talking about. But
I still need to watch the Wano. I'm actually just at the beginning of the Wano arc in the anime, but in the manga I'm a little bit ahead. But I haven't been reading it in the past year.
So good.
So
it's done. It's done. That arc is done. It's been going on for years, and it's one of the longest.
It's finally done. The mangas.
The manga finished it. Like they're right now. They're at the part where it's like the after party after the the aftermath of whatever happens.
Okay, so I'll probably need to read it.
So it's good stuff. But that's what I've been doing. Otherwise, my life is a very boring, plain life. I go to work, get off work, play games, watch anime, go to sleep, repeat. So and there's eating involved in the middle there somewhere as well. So that's nice, me right now.
It's a nice, common geeky life in itself. You shouldn't feel bad about that. I mean, then again, your house is freaking amazing. So I would have to say, like, you do have a really, a really nice geeky house.
I'm materialistic, and I can't not own things. So.
Oh God, the one thing, it's funny because like it was funny. I was telling a friend about your what's it called, the CFGG boards or CFGG?
Oh yeah, boards? Downstairs, yeah, the CFGG boards, the little drawing boards that they have in Japan where people would sketch on them and sign on them.
Like, so you know what the CFGG board? Yeah, so like a CFGG board is like basically it's like a board. It's like a square board that like because like artists likes to draw things on like a 4x4 like a square, and like Frankie has some of these crazy like artists that you would be like, oh wow, like he has like it's basically original art from like who was the one that you had? Was it you that had the original art from Cowboy Bebop?
Yes,
and stuff.
Yeah, Watanabe. I have 2 sketches. I have a Faye Valentine, and then I have a why am I brain farting his name? Golden Boy, the character.
Yeah, Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. Kentaro, right? Is it something like that?
Kentaro, yeah, Kentaro, yeah.
But I have sketches of them. I mean, going to conventions over the past 20 years, I've met a lot of people, so I've got signatures or sketches from them. Naito, I got a Gungrave signature because I chose that over Trigun. I was the only person. I'm like, draw Brandon Hito. And he's like, Brandon here or Beyond the Grave? And I'm like, yeah, Beyond the Grave, draw Grave. And then, I've met, video game artists. I
remember when we went to PlayStation Experience and we tried to get Hideo Kojima to send something to but it was like they were so goddamn sloppy. I remember
I ended up getting Kojima's signature on my copy of Snatcher for Sega CD. So I did end up getting it because I'm all, like I said, I'm materialistic. So like if I can get a signature of something, I will try, and I had a copy. I have a copy of like the collector's edition of Metal Gear Solid 4, and it's signed by. I'll just say I won't say the actors. I'll say the voices of the characters. So, David Hayter, Snake. It has Phil Lamar, Vamp, and then it's Quincy, whatever the Raiden's voice actor, Quincy something, right? I have them all signatures on the collector's edition. I'm like, you know what? Should I get this signed or should I get Snatcher signed? So I gave them both to Kojima, and Kojima just like looked at me and I like said, choose whichever one. I can't decide. And he just grabs Snatcher and signs Snatcher. So I'm guessing he's more proud of that. I guess he was still a little sore on Metal Gear because it was not long after.
Well, this is like after he got fired.
It was right after the whole Kojima thing. So like I don't blame him for choosing Snatcher over.
Yeah,
Gear,
that's freaking crazy. No, but that's cool. Well,
I'm not big into anime. I loved Kill la Kill. I was sad that it was very short lived, but loved Kill la Kill. I'm huge into cartoons, like you said. You are also huge into cartoons. If I could do that with the board. Oh, if Gravity Falls, if they were at a convention, I'd be like, let's go, buddy, because that's my jam. Gravity Falls is my favorite. I absolutely love Gravity Falls. He was Dipper for Halloween. And someone was making me a Mabel sweater so we could be Dipper and Mabel, which is a little weird.
I don't know who that is.
They're twins.
So twins
Gravity Falls, they're the twins.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of looks like Dipper when he wears the hat and has no facial hair. And then I have the long hair, and in dark lighting, my hair looks black, like brown, like a dark brown. So I can pull off Mabel. I just have to wear the headband, and I had a sweater, and I was going to put the lights in it. But my friend stopped making the sweater, and I feel bad bugging her about it. So I'm just going to ask somebody else.
I had a friend. I had a chance to I'm kind of kicking myself on this one, but I had a chance to go talk to a guy. His name is Dan Pelvermeyer.
Alexa,
who was
turn on.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You okay?
Oh,
sorry.
I was muting myself on this. I didn't know if you could still hear me. I was trying to turn on my lights because it's starting to get dark in here. I apologize.
No, I got excited. I was like, please tell me more.
Oh, now music. Alexa, stop.
Oh,
Alexa, turn on Game Room.
I'm sorry, I cannot do that.
That's how it works.
I just want some light. Now you can see my shiny bald head. All right.
Well, yeah, it was Dan Pelvermeyer. You know who Dan Pelvermeyer is? I had no idea who this was, and then but then he was like the co-creator of Phineas and Ferb.
Oh,
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he told me about they were like because there was a new project he was working on.
Oh, is he? I love that. I've not really seen that show. I've seen a couple, but that character's the best.
So they brought in a star witness. Sorry, it's on.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. What are you talking about?
Who looked like Doofenshmirtz on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and he did the voiceover for it. I was dying. I rewatched that like 15 times. Adam thought I was having an episode. He's like, "Are you okay in there? Are you having a seizure?" I was like, "No, I can't stop watching this." He was like, "What are you watching?"
I shit you not, though. It is hilarious.
So good.
Oh, he also wrote for Rocko's Modern Life. I didn't know that. That's cool, pretty tight.
The Rocko's Modern Life is my jam. I love that stuff.
So I know Rocko's Modern Life. That's something I grew up on. But I will definitely, but if I have a chance or opportunity to do it again, I would love to talk to him. That would be a very cool one to do.
He's so great in interviews too. You would love. He's a kick. You would love him.
There's some people I really want to talk to. Like there's some people I want to talk to Rebecca Sugar, from Steven Universe. I mean, then oddly enough, her husband, who also was the co-creator, who was the creator of OKKO. And really big anime fan and stuff. I love that guy's stuff. It's very outside the box. And then I forgot something I think it was a Cartoon Network show that's happening, like Donnie in the Creek or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's a Cartoon Network show.
I've heard of it.
I'm not familiar with that one.
The art direction looks like Steven Universe.
Yeah, kind of it looks kind of like Steven Universe, but something like that. But yeah, but that's for me though. I've just been, as you can tell, I've been busy trying to get some stuff and things work in the works of it. I'm actually doing the same thing. I'm kind of not wanting to buy. Although next week I am hyped because Ninja Turtles is coming out. So I say, Lex, that we need to do a multiplayer stream of that. There'd be I don't see how that's going to happen. But just to play it.
I'll play it.
I just put it's free. It's free for
$500 into that game.
Then sure. I'm broke at the moment, so.
Did you just you paid what?
About $500 on that game. Because I just bought the limited run, $180 collection. I think it's $180. I bought that one for Switch, and then I bought the videotape ones, the one which is I think the $80 ones for Xbox and PS4. And then I'm gonna have to
It
buy the
comes
digital
with
one.
the videotape ones.
Yeah, it's Ninja Turtles. You don't understand my Ninja Turtle love.
I don't like Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. I
remember you still had your Ninja Turtles bed sheets when I was at your house.
I have Ninja Turtle bed sheets in my guest room. But I mean, and they're my original ones. They're my original ones from 1989. So
yeah,
they're not like
the original ones. Yeah,
that filth over there sleep on them, did you?
Jesus Christ.
But no, and then also there's that the Konami collection, which is all the old games, which is a killer deal.
Cowabunga collection.
And that one has a $200 collector's edition, which I ordered for Switch and PS5, and then I ordered the basic one for Xbox just to have. And PS4.
My God, dude!
But no, it's Ninja Turtles. I need it all. So
I'm on the fence on it because like I messaged Limited Run. I was like, this is you're calling it. You might as well call this like 80s in a box because that's what it because like okay, to be honest with you, like it comes with so much, and I was like, do I really need it? I want it, but I want the VHS I want it, but like the like so badly. But then I was thinking, like, should I get that one or the cassette? It would either be the $200 or the cassette one. The cassette one looked really funny because it even had the publisher LRG on the bottom right corner and stuff. Very nice. I was like, oh man, I don't know. I'm in the conundrum. I'm still waiting. I'm debating before it sells out.
Well, it's good. I think it's going on until June 24th. So you have until June 24th to order the special editions. All the normal editions will be available at all retailers. Amazon and Best Buy or opened up orders for it. So, I
want the VHS tape.
Yeah, but if you want the VHS one, that is limited run. But you still have yourself 14 days, 2 weeks to decide.
Yeah, so it's going to be either. I think I'm going to get the VHS tape for the PC for my PS4, and then I would love it to get on the Switch, but I don't think I will. Switch would be so much better. You know what? Actually, no.
Another reason
on the Switch.
I'm getting it for both is because the Switch has a different steelbook because it has a Switch side steelbook, so it has a small, slender steelbook. And I want a normal steelbook, and I want the Switch size steelbook because I need it all. So that's why I ordered. Both.
You were too meticulous. I don't care. I think I'm going to go with the PS4 and then buy a PC the PC version when it comes out, so I can play with everybody. Because I think it's I think it's crossplay for Xbox and PC. So
I didn't even know that. So that's cool.
Yeah, and it's 8-player. It's
6-player.
Is it 8 or is it 6-player multiplayer?
They confirmed.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
On PC, so.
Yeah, so so there you go. So looking forward to that. Then like DLC, Cuphead DLC comes out the week after that, which is going to be a fun one.
Cuphead, but I love it so much.
Game is so good.
I can't wait for that DLC.
Horrible.
Man. It's only $8, $8.79, I think.
Yeah, $7.99. Yeah, $7.99 or $8. That's all it is.
I'm happy
and then
because now they can make that physical Switch version they announced like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's
they
true.
Announced it, right? They said they were waiting for the DLC to be done so it could be a complete Switch version. And like, okay, now where's my physical one? I need it.
Right. Looking forward to that. Then like the Returnal expansion that's coming out. That's also the end of the month. It's going to be a 2-player multiplayer Returnal, which is going to be fun as hell. Looking forward to that.
The multiplayer update already went live.
Yes, but there's going to be a tower.
They're doing new content.
Yeah, they're doing new content for the 2-player multiplayer.
Oh, that's cool. Because I love Returnal's great. I have not beat it yet because it is hella hard.
I beat it.
You did? Good job.
I beat it last year. I was like, holy
I've done 3, 4, 5 of the bosses so far. So I'm not sure how many bosses there are, but I'm at a part where it's snowy. It's a snowy area, and I have to unlock 3 doors. And every time I get to the 3rd key, I die in a stupid way. Like if a boss hits me or something, and I got to I was fighting a boss. He had a sliver of health, but so did I. And I'm like dashing. I'm like, my hands are sweating. I'm like, and I got hit. I'm like, oh, and I just got depressed and turned it off. And I was
panic. No. I panic when I play it, and it's like
that game gets intense.
I redo the tutorial every time. I'm like, dashing is easy. I can dash, but I also have horrible arthritis in my hands, and then I press too hard, and then all of a sudden I'm sweaty and I can't dash. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm dead.
I kid you not, though. Like, I kid you not. There's so many clips of me freaking the hell out because, like, there's times where I beat the boss and I die, like I fall off a cliff.
Oh,
like it's happened. Because the problem is, like, when you die, you have to start all over again. like to the very beginning, and I'm just like, are you joking? So like no, but I made sure I was focused to beat that sucker. When I beat it, I was like, this feels good.
Yeah, I go back to it every once in a while, and it works that way for me. You know, I luckily the game, like oddly enough, for the type of game it is, with how much going on, it's like riding a bike. After like one round of dying, I'm already back in the groove. I'm like, okay, I got this down. So good game though.
All right. Yeah, but anyways, I know folks don't want to keep on complaining about our skills and tactics of Returnal. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussions within the world of gaming from the previous week. The topic would or could be a game or be a game itself, or something that happened in the gaming industry or streaming, what have you. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on twitch.tv/CFG Games, to be a part of the conversation as always. So if there is something that you're wanting us to chime in about what we're talking about, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with everyone that is listening to the show live. So let's get this party started, and let's start it off with Alex.
So, backstory, my dad owned one of the first recording studios here in Vegas, Powerhouse Recording. So I grew up around like music production and all of that fun stuff. Can I help you? Okay. But my dad was also a composer, and when he shut down the studio, at that point I was finishing college, and I was still really into video games. I just didn't have as much time. But my dad and I had many conversations. I was like, you should start writing music for video games. You'd be really good at it. And I think this is something that you would really excel at, and you would absolutely love doing it. Because he would bring it up all the time. Oh, did you hear the soundtrack to this video game? I don't know what it's about, but it sounded so cool. I heard a commercial, and then I had to look up the trailer so I could hear it again. And I played it like 3 times. And we would discuss this quite often. Well, guess what, guys? The Grammys officially is putting it in that there's gonna be a category for best video game soundtrack. And I'm so happy. This means so much for us music nerds who are also into gaming. I can't tell you what it means for me. I'm sad that my dad is not here anymore to possibly be able to pursue this, because he was still very young. He was only 68. But we talked about this all the time, and I'm really excited. So for the cutoff for 2023, they're kind of backtracking. Normally, it's within a year of, so it would be, December of 2021 to, May of 2022. But they're going a little further back because this is, it's going to play a little bit of catch up. So October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022, meaning the time release of a game soundtrack eligible for Grammy nominations, is nearly up. So the suspected ones up for awards, and then I have a few that I'll add to it. They think Horizon Forbidden West, Halo Infinite, Pokemon Legends, Elden Ring. I think Tiny Tina's needs to be added to this list, because for sure Tiny Tina's is good. You guys had made a few suggestions. We'd also kind of talked about before podcast Marvel. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you. I just died. Guardians of the Galaxy had a great soundtrack. However, it's it's not an original score necessarily. But I'm really excited for this, and I think this means a lot. And, my 2 passions, music and video games. And so I'm really excited. I also think Evil Dead has a really good soundtrack. I don't know if they would consider that an original score, because it is based off of
the original theme.
Yes. So it does have the original theme in it, and they play off of it. So it is different. It's not the same, but it is similar. So I'm curious of if that would qualify or not. And I know that there are video games that are based off of the shows that, again, don't have necessarily an original score, but they have the baseline of the main theme in it, and then they play off of it. So I'm really excited for this, and I was curious what you guys thought. Anybody?
Davies, you are.
Let's go for it. You want me to go? Okay, I'll go. I personally think it's good. I mean, like, actually, it's funny when you brought this up. I was actually thinking about it, and I was like, wow, they actually took their time on this. That it you would have thought that this would have been something that they would have done a long time ago at this point, because like scores on gaming has been around, like each shoot, like for decades. It's not like it's not like something that happened that have been like, oh wow, we should really think about what should be awarded a Grammy for it. I mean, like scores were like, I mean, shoot, if you knew like the old school, you like Nobuo Uematsu with the Final Fantasies, I mean, the iconic Dragon Quest soundtracks, because Dragon Quest refused nothing less but to use an orchestra for all their music. So I mean, like it's something that you would have thought that it would be, that this was going to be something that was like a no-brainer. And then like I was just thinking about it and I was like, you know what, it's not far-fetched to go to the extent to say that why are we doing gaming in the Grammys? Because no, music is a very important part in gaming now. I mean, in gaming, and it always has, and it always will be. So yeah, I'm definitely for it. I mean, personally, I don't even really take the Grammys seriously, like, you know, super serious anyways in the first place. I mean, some of these people who get like game of the, like, you know, artist of the year and stuff, I feel like it's very biased depending on like what kind of music and stuff is coming in. But like, you know, but it's really subjective, but regardless, but yeah, why not? Why the hell not? I would say. It's now, oh, I'm sorry, what were we going to say?
Do you think that this is really and truly a ploy to get the Grammys numbers up by getting, you know, a whole other category of people? Oh, like now all the nerds and gamers are going to come and watch the Grammys to see who's going to win the best score for music. You don't think that's something, you know, maybe that's what they're thinking there?
I think the mentality of it is definitely there, but really, I mean, if you didn't care about the Grammys before, because of like, it's not like it's going to make me want to watch another 2.5 hour show to watch it later now, you know? So, I mean, but like the one thing I will say that it will give it is prestige. Because I mean, now they could say Grammy award winning score from the game, whatever, Legend of Zelda or whatever, you know, like we can now start seeing that on certain games and stuff. So I think the prestige level alone will be, I guess, the only good gate of it. Because like for me, like it doesn't convince me to go and sit down and watch the show any more now than it did before.
I guess that's true. Like,
yeah, so
I think it'll be cool. Like, I would love just to see. I would like more categories, like, because right now it's just going to be best score, right? Is that the only thing getting added?
Correct. So best original score. Original. So it can't be taken off of, which means that there's going to be a lot of research done on the Grammys parts, because a lot of the times music sounds too similar to something else. So they have to prove that it is an original, that there is nothing out there like it. Which if you can't, it's hard. So, you know, but yeah, I think as far as genres are concerned, I dabble. I've done music my entire life. I do musical theater. I can sing pop, but I do metal at my heart. You know, we were joking. I couldn't learn whistle tones growing up, and so I learned to scream instead. So I think that there needs to be a lot more categories. I think this should have already been in it, period. But as far as when I'm playing a game and there's a heavy breakdown during a battle, oh, sign me up, Scotty. I love it. I love it. I can't, there's nothing better. Like the moment that you punch them in the face and the music just breaks down, you're like, yes, you know. But I agree, there absolutely needs to be a lot more categories, not just for video games in general, but for everything, because there's not a lot of categories for metal. I mean, it's like, oh, best rock, who cares? I don't care. I don't listen to Nickelback. I'm sorry, Karen. But I think that this should have been added a long time ago, and I was really excited to see it added. Will they add more video game stuff? Possibly. But it's kind of hard because normally an original score is seen throughout a game, right? It always kind of leads back to the original score. So there may be some specialized music scenes in video games, but again, those also lead back into the original score at some point. So will there be? I don't know. And I'm
not familiar though, but like, is there a spot inside, like, you know, the Grammys, like, you know, best like original soundtrack
I was literally about to ask you that
for a movie?
Literally,
yeah, or
yeah. Like,
Oh, there is, or an episode. Oh, yeah,
I
really?
don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if the Grammy, like, what categories do they have?
They
Can't they just
usually
do the
don't
same for
air
video
it.
games that they do for
Yeah.
movies?
Technically, they could. I don't know how much pull there would be behind it, because a lot of people want to see their favorite pop star bring home a trophy, which great, good for you. Like, whatever keeps you pushing.
I want to see my favorite game developer take home or composer take home a trophy.
A Grammy. That would be
Why not?
amazing. So, will this even be aired? For all we know, probably not. It probably won't be aired on TV at first. Maybe down the line it will. There are a lot of categories that aren't aired on TV because they don't think people are interested in it. In reality, if they aired it all, there'd probably be more interest.
Well,
Well,
be a little
you
pop
can't
up on
really
the
like.
screen.
Yeah,
but like you can't really that's what I was kind of hoping, wishing. I hope that they're not going to do like we're going to put this as a daytime Grammy award. It's like
not really.
that's kind of it's like that you kind of defeat the purpose on like wanting to be hyped about adding a new category. At that point, you have to see like your level of care to the community of it. But then again, like I said, I think the Grammy has always been a mediocre like award show. So like it doesn't. I mean, like if you're going to be cutting for time for something like this, like that means it's like then you're basically not doing anything for the genre.
Hold on, you got to remember that for singers, Grammys is like the Olympics. It really is. Like bringing home a Grammy, that was like a childhood dream of mine.
I'm not saying that like but
I know it seems mediocre and it's not really that big of a thing, but it isn't. I get it. But for a lot of people it is. And the thing is, if something isn't like voted in for the Grammys as far as like movie stuff for like best score, that usually goes over and like kicks over to the Oscars. So if it's not a category in Grammys that year, it's going to be in the Oscars. Is usually what they do, if that makes sense.
The Grammy trophy, is it the one that looks like the old school LP player, right? Yeah. So the reason, like, I'll tell you right now, I've never seen a single Grammy in my entire life. I've never had interest in it.
Yeah, me too.
But I like Davies was going with, I'm just going by based off like what everything in media has taught me. Whenever like a cartoon, they're like, oh, I got a Grammy, he takes it and throws it in the trash or puts it on the side with all the other Grammys and makes a joke of it because supposedly the Grammys are a joke. I don't know.
They are
how
biased.
important it is. I mean, sure. I guess now you can add something on your CD that says Grammy winning song, this song on it, and then maybe up your sales.
Here's the thing though. 9 times out of 10, you don't usually see that though. Like, I mean, the only time that with the Grammy Award winner is when they're talking about the Grammy as in the season. Because most of the time they're more hyped about saying they won an Oscar or they won a Golden Globe or they've won like or like even if they didn't win that, they'll be like, oh, platinum record music artist or something like that. But they usually like that's why
I bet you video game companies will take advantage of it though. I mean, look how much time when they re-release it and they put like Game of the Year awards, this awards. Now there's all this text all over your box that collectors don't want. They're going to take advantage of that though. They're going to be like, oh, Grammy, best Grammy song winner, blah blah blah. Just trying to get, oh my God, this got an award. So I can see them using it.
The reason that they make fun of it is because the Academy, which is also the ones who vote for Oscars, are the ones that pick the winners. So there's nominations.
So the ones that let Will Smith do the slap.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so the Academy is the one who votes on it. And there are people in the Academy that have now been indoctrinated who are younger, like Colleen Ballinger. She plays Miranda Sings. She's part of the Academy. Her husband is part of the Academy. He's an actor as well. So there is a new younger generation coming in who are more eclectic, which I like, which means that maybe there's going to be a more diverse like genres of music added, which would be cool. But that's the whole play on the jokes for the cartoons, if that helps any.
Does like, for example, like does Grammys? Sorry, the Grammys. Do they do like award up? Do they do categories like more obscure categories like K-pop or J-pop at all? They don't do anything like that, do they? Do they? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, like last year, the big thing that they did was BTS. It's the big thing now, but like
the year.
They won a lot of different things last year, from what I've gathered.
Okay.
Because
They came out of their own category too, so they weren't just in the K-pop category. They won for, I think, overall pop, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. I don't remember yet last year's Grammys.
So all the more reason why I see this should have been a thing. Like, if they're gonna have so many genres, especially like very minority genres in the US, like K-pop and whatnot. How was video game music not in there sooner? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Video game music has been a bigger deal at least since like the early PS2 days. At that point, that's when they started getting like big names to compose music soundtracks, like the Metal Gear Solid 2 soundtrack and whatnot. That's, and like, why has this not been done like 20 years ago? So that's a good. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good question. It should have been, but I think this opens up a lot of doors. I'm really excited because if this is now a thing, there's going to be some metal categories, maybe even industrial goth categories. I would love that. I'm still really big into punk rock and industrial goth and metalcore, and I know I'm crazy. Don't mind me, guys. But that may be that there's more of an opening. So that's all I'm saying. I would love it if Spirit Box got nominated for a Grammy. I would lose it. I would lose it. Is. Oh, she sang on the original. She took over for the original lead singer for I Was Attacked by a Bear, which was one of my favorite bands in high school. But yeah, that's this whole story for another day. But yes, I'm excited. I think this means a lot. And for me as a kid, that was like, if I don't go to the Olympics, maybe I'll win a Grammy. For that little child in me, this is exciting. So. Do I watch the Grammys? No, not really. Not anymore. I don't have normal TV, so it's hard for me to like remember to stream it because unless I write it down.
Not only that, it's just not appealing. I mean, it's just like
that's like 2 hours, 2-3 hours. I sit down and I could be gaming. Right,
it's like
the odds that you know the odds that you know all the people in all the different categories is so slim to me. I'll be like, because really, I bet you I think it's what it is for most people. People find out that their dude or their person was nominated. All they care about. Did they win or did they not win?
Right.
So you have to. So then you're gonna find the one spot where it'll be like, oh, the rapper of the year is so and so. Then it's like, oh, he didn't win. Okay, let's start doing something else now.
Well, same like look at us and our interests. Like my interest is video games. Like there's the video game awards. Do I watch them? Yes, to watch the new trailers that they announce. The world premieres. Do I watch it to see who gets best Switch game of the year? No. If I find out who that is, okay, cool. Breath of the Wild won this year. Game of the year, sure, I want to know who wins that. But I mean, I'm not watching it to look at all the things that lead up to that. I'm literally watching it just for those world premieres. And that'd be like the one exception to like these rewards that I've seen. Otherwise, I don't think I've ever seen an Oscars in my entire life. I've seen clips here and there on the internet or maybe back when in the 90s when my parents would watch it, going through the TV, I would walk by and see it. But it just never been I care for. Like
I think
I hear about it later. Good for them. They won this. I'm proud of them. I don't need to see it being presented.
It's gonna be something else. Yes, let's watch something else. Definitely.
Well, and what I like about this too is like there's not gonna be like a wishy-washy like, oh well, that shouldn't have been their category in the first place. Like for instance, Bring Me the Horizon. If you've followed their discography, they've kind of switched over to like pop metal, which is they won rock, like best rock album of 2022 or 2020. I was like, what? They're not in a rock category at all. They're in like a metal category, and they're like slowly drifting into pop. Like, what? It's a pop album. Why are they winning rock band of the year? And they performed at the Grammys with Ed Sheeran. I remember that Grammys because it was like, what is happening? It was, and they're screaming on stage. I was like, well, there's a breakdown for you. All those old people just lost their wigs. But, it's like, there's not going to be like, well, they really shouldn't be in this category. No. This is just for video games. Leave it at that. And I like that.
Do you remember when Baby Metal won Country of the Year? Best Country Song of the Year?
That was a thing?
I'm just kidding.
That was a thing. I remember when Baby Metal was in Mario Maker, but that's where I stopped there.
That would be hilarious if he did. That would have been like, okay. But that's cool. Well, it's cool. I guess the consensus is, hey, it's cool that it's coming in, but really, I don't think nothing has really changed overall in popularity or anyone really caring about it. So, but it's still good. It's still a good one. So my topic is something that you would never think that I would ever talk about
Should
because
be my topic.
I was surprised. It really should be your topic.
It's okay though.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that I would. It just seems it's out of character for me.
You're
I would say
intrigued by the topic.
because I was interested by it because I think the topic is very intriguing to me because I think overall it's wrong the way this works. So basically, as everyone knows, it's Pride Month, right? So as you know, Pride Month is to celebrate LGBTQ plus the LGBTQ plus community about coming out and being proud of who they are, what they are, like what you are as the individual, not with no hiding, which is awesome, good thing to do for it. But so obviously now, I mean, how Pride Month is now to how it was, back in the day, like it was really needed in Pride Month back in the day because it was like, very taboo to come out and stuff. But now it's like everybody, like, I mean, businesses, everything is like is now on board with it. Not saying it's a bad thing, but just saying that like now it's
more commonplace.
Now
it's more commonplace.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So now, so it's not unheard of to see companies to be on board with with like being proud of being gay or being a pro LGBTQ. So that's perfectly awesome. So one of these companies, as you know, is Twitch, which is AKA with Amazon. So they have a special tag for a Pride 2022 tag for Twitch. But there is one problem about it that I find very disgusted for Twitch to be doing, and it's just kind of interesting because I got this from a friend, a really good streamer. Her name is Trinetta LaRue. Well, that's the streamer who told me about this. Is that they decided to limit the tag to specific streamers within it to support for Pride support. So theoretically, what they're saying is that what they are deciding to do is they are deciding that top level streamers have access to the Pride tag, but not everybody's able to participate in Pride the Pride tag within Twitch as a platform itself. So meaning that if someone like I mean, Lex is definitely a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
Hell yeah.
She can't use it to show off her pride with Pride tag itself. So that's like if someone if it's like not saying that I'm on like with Black History Month, then they want you to support Black History. I am clearly Black. Newsflash on this, and then I can't. Yeah, I know, right? I can't use it because I'm not a big time streamer.
Not Black enough.
Yeah,
it makes you feel
that, but
that's essentially what it is. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. So like I was thinking to myself, like, so wow, so you are literally like isolating the thousands and thousands of people who are LGBTQ inside your own platform, and you're not allowing them to be to use a tag that is clearly for them and for everyone in general. It just seems very weird. It's like you're essentially monetizing it.
So
and I was
sorry, go on.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean, I keep interrupting you. I apologize. Go on.
No. It sounds like I'm always finished. Sounds like I'm finishing up or something. But yeah. So I am like, that's what makes me a little upset about this. It's sickening for a company to do this, in my opinion. And I just think that it's a very, very important shame. And the link that you're seeing right here, this is I'm going to give you the link here. This is what she gave me here, Trinetta. This is a petition to sign about this whole situation, about like, to be better Twitch on this, because like you don't want to do like a boycott, because boycotts won't work on Twitch. They're way too big for it. But to increase the support, to kind of show like, wow, like I'll need to really do better on trying to figure out like why, like you're making people, like if people legitimately care about like being about LGBTQ, or let alone wanting to support and wanting to push more about Pride and stuff like that, but they can't because you have a limitation on, like, you have a series of people that's only able to do it. you basically just quartered them off and say like, oh, you're not gay enough, or you're not true to the pride to what pride really means, to the cause and stuff. It's like, fuck you. I mean, seriously, you're like seriously towards all that. But anyways, I'm done. What's y'all's opinion on this?
So is this primarily due to the fact that a lot of like allies or straight streamers would take advantage of the tag, and I guess a lot of LGBTQ were upset with that because they're trying to find other, actual safe space LGBTQ streamers, and they're trying to do this to limit it, to make it, it's real, like these are the real LGBTQ. You're not going to be getting any straight people taking advantage of the tag and so forth. Is that the reasoning they're doing this?
Even if that is the case, which I don't think, I mean, it's a possibility. I mean,
I heard that's a big thing. A lot of people are upset.
It's a possibility. Yeah, it's definitely it's a common possibility that they are definitely taking advantage of how it's being tagged. But like at this point, like in my opinion, like so the fuck be it, because like it's not like you're trying to get trying to get individual numbers for the pride tag itself. What you're trying to do is that you're just trying, like if you're wanting to put pride because you're wanting to let your viewers know you are pro pride and stuff, that's the message. You don't need, I mean, it's like, you don't because like small streamers is at a point where they're not caring about having the thousands of people or the thousands of numbers on the alternative, on the consecutiveness towards it, to be like, oh wow, I can't believe this person to do it. They're not there yet. It's just they're wanting to support. They're wanting to show their support for a movement, and then but you're not allowing them to. It's what were you gonna say, Lex? I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so straight people using pride or queer hashtags. So if you can't use the pride, you can put gay, queer, trans. You have those abilities to put that in your tags for Twitch, in your OBS. If you can't use the pride, I can't use the pride tag. So yes, there are straight people that are using the tag to try to bait people, and then basically their chat will bully them. I
think that most people probably want to you don't want to mess with the LGBTQ community, let alone about that.
Twitch is a lot of the big Twitch things are a lot of trolls. So
I think the reason they're limiting it is due to the trolls, because there are troll raids that are happening from other websites that they're also streaming through on Twitch, but they're streaming on another website, and I can't recall what it is, but they're throwing their raid at an LGBTQ and then just bombarding it so much that it bogs down their Twitch. That's my only thought as to their actual reasoning behind it, is that they can protect the few people that are able to use it, so that we can hopefully make it so that eventually everyone can use it. Because if you're just giving it to that couple few, because I know for instance, Phenom is going to be featured on the front page for Pride Month, which I'm really excited about. She's queer as well. I'll just generalize and say queer because it's none of my business, but she is part of the LGBTQ. I know she's going to be featured. Is she going to be able to use that tag? I would assume so. But after that, she may not. So it's really frustrating that Twitch can't figure out how to figure out these trolls in the first place, because they dox you, they come after you and your family. It's bad. It's really bad. It's like we're going back into the dark ages at this point, with like women's rights and LGBTQ getting attacked all the time. It's sickening, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. These people just, unfortunately, projection is a thing, and when someone's miserable, they want to make everyone else miserable as well. So, it is what it is, and these hate raids exist, and it sucks, and I absolutely hate it. And every time I put queer as a tag, I'm scared that that's going to happen, and that shouldn't be a fear. That shouldn't be a fear anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like that. What you could also say for like black streamers though too, with the the black or I think it is called black. Actually, I didn't even try the Juneteenth tag.
We do have, right now on ours, we have the black, no backseat gaming, African American, and English as our tags right now. because clearly
because I mean, I know there's a lot of hate raid. Like,
it's
I
a
know
lot.
there's a lot of hate
It's
raid that's
not
going
just
on with in
LGBTQ.
general with LGBTQ, as well as let alone Black and Jewish and stuff like that, though too. But to say that that Twitch as a company is afraid of that is a little too much to me. I kind of am on the bank on what Kit Sander is saying.
I try to get the
When it's
benefit
like
of
it's
the
all
doubt, but
about
it's probably
the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all about money towards this, because like yeah, because like I think yeah, because like you're right, I didn't even think about it this way, but you're right. If Phenom is going to be featured on the main page, have access to that tag, and let's say that she's done featuring off of that main page, yeah, and then will they just remove the tag off of her?
Maybe.
Like she won't be able to access it.
Maybe it's not even a tag she has. Maybe we'll think about this. Maybe it's not even a tag that they have access to. It's, hey, would you like to be featured for Pride Month on our front page? Great. Okay. They add the tag. That could be a possibility. Maybe nobody has access to the tag. Only Twitch will put it on there.
That would make it even worse. That would be like you're the one that's going to decide if I'm going to put the tag on them. It's like, oh my god.
Well, and there is an ally tag. We pushed for that because a lot of straight people were gay baiting and getting people into their streams and pretending to essentially be gay. And that's you. Why would you do that? Why are you creating a safe space that's not actually a safe space? Thank you.
Very much so. Yeah.
I'm queer. I'm in a straight relationship, but I mostly like women, and that is my prerogative. I'm part of LGBTQ. I don't have to prove my sexuality to no one because it's nobody's business at the end of the day. It's mine. But we had the Stonewall riots, and that is why we have Pride Month. So if you don't know the history of Pride Month, please do your research. It's a really great story. Yeah. It's a really sad story. It started with trans rights and drag queens, and it's a beautiful story. And because of that, now we have Pride, and we don't have to hide anymore. And it pisses me off that I see so many companies, so many big box stores just profiting off Pride. And I get it, and we're looking for it. But like, for instance, Target last year put out the ugliest Pride collection for clothing I've ever seen in my life. I wouldn't wear any of that. They just basically threw up rainbows on everything. Thank you. Nobody asked for this. Why?
Everyone with rainbows. Okay, there we go. It's
I can make better clothing than that in a 5-minute span with just scraps of material. Are you kidding me? But
yeah,
it's a money grab. When it's something like that, it's really a money grab. If you're really gonna put out a Pride collection, take the time, lovingly make it. Have people in the LGBTQ community who are big into fashion or fashion designers themselves make these collections, right? And that's where I kind of like, I'm sticky with it, because it's like, I want to believe the best in people, but at the end of the day, it's all about money.
But like you said though, like what Pride was once at one point in time was one thing, but now since everyone's is now on board of it, it's now been monopolized. Just like what you said earlier inside the chat.
I know, like everyone has a mascot, everyone has this, and I mean, it's a way to get their attention, but it's also a way to, like you said, monopolize or make some money off of another group of people.
Exactly.
Of a situation and stuff. Just like, what's funny? It's like kind of like the weird negative reaction of, when Black Lives Matter, like, have you remember like how much hate raid the people got when they were like, when we were like, remember the do you remember when Spider-Man came out? Yeah. And then they had a Black Lives Matter, like mural in the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and costume in the game. Mm-hmm. And people flipped their shit on that. Boy, and I was like, it's so amazing to me. That's what certain things are just so very weird to me, like how people like perceive these kind of situations and these kind of movements, and then let alone, and if a company is in the positive or in the negative of it, it's just like, wow, are you joking? Like, this is the same thing. But like, to say it for me, like, I just think that especially, I think this one hits home more on the fact that if you're trying to get Twitch or whatever, like Twitch, like a community like Twitch, which is mostly a lot of different, it's a melting pot. It's a giant melting pot of different kinds of like race, religion, sexuality, which is like you said, no one's damn business. But if you're wanting to show through all this, you wanting to show your pride for it, by all means you should. But like, to say that they're the ones that's deciding it is a little weird to me. It's a little weird. Like, where, and then let alone, here's the thing though too, this is like this is the power that they have. Who's to say what they're going to do for like I said, Black History Month? Who's to say what they're going to do for like Memorial Day if you're a veteran? And then they'll say, hey, you're a veteran, but you're not the veteran that we're looking for. We're looking for the veterans that are just like, that's partnered with us and stuff like that. Like, who's to say all of this different kinds of things? Like, oh, you remember last month was Asian History Month or whatever. And then, but are you really that Asian? That kind of situation with that kind of deal. So, hate raids come and go. It could be a different kinds of situation. It could be more or less than the others. But the fact that the hate raids are going to always be there, to be afraid of it I think it's bullshit. But to say that you're going to the way that you're going to put a wall towards this is you're literally opening up a slippery slope, is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. The tags are already there. Like the gay, the queer, the trans. The tags are already there. If a creator is, like myself, for instance, putting the queer tag, again, I'm trying to create a safe space. I'm also trying to set an example for people that you can authentically be yourself and not fear the repercussions. Because at the end of the day, if a hate raid happens, it happens. I'll deal with it when it comes.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing they say is going to upset me. It really isn't. Are you going to call me fat and ugly? I've heard it before. Come up with a new one. You know what I mean? You're going to call me the F slur in the chat? Okay, I've heard that too. Nothing you say is something I've never heard before. So at the end of the day, you're just wasting your time, and I'm probably going to sit here and maniacally laugh while it happens as I'm fixing it. And then I'll use my Commander Root tools, to get rid of all of the spam. But if we're literally Twitch has left it up to Commander Root to fix their problems in the first place. 1. 2, you can't stop people, because here's the thing. If the straight people are going to use the tag, they're going to use the tag. Oh, well, because you know what they're saying behind closed doors or even in open doors on Twitter? Well, where's Straight Pride Month? You don't have one because you're straight all the time and you're proud of it. Shut up. Sorry. That's just the truth. We get 1 month out of the year to celebrate. Let us have fun. Let us dance in the streets in our cute little thongs and our wigs, and let us have a blast. Get out of here. It's not, if it bothers you, close your eyes and walk away. That's all you have to do. But if their excuse is, and I gave them one essentially, was that, oh, we're trying to close down the hate raids. Okay, prove it.
I'm not gonna.
Let me see it. Let me see the proof. Let me see the proof. Are you putting actual Twitch mods in their chats? No? Then show me the proof. I want to see the proof, because other than that, you're just making it so that half of us have to walk back into the closet, and that's my piece on it.
So there you go. So Davis representing Black History, not Black History, but LGBTQ.
I'll represent Black History Month next month. How about that?
I'm like 3 months ahead. Yes, but okay, guys. All right, so finally, I wanted to talk about this because I'm pretty sure Frankie kind of kept up with it a little bit. Summer Game Fest is currently happening. The thing with Summer Game Fest is basically the replacement, since there's no E3. There's going to be a lot of different kinds of things that are going to be happening throughout this whole summer, I will say. And kind of hate to see it the way it is, because like I said, you remember, it's funny, last when we were talking about this last, I was saying that I think E3 is definitely something that it's still necessary.
I agree.
But they need to change the back to kind of back to what it was, because its identity now is terrible, because it's where it comes down to. Smitty and I Smitty says that there's no point for it, but I think that no. So I think there is.
As someone who's been to E3 many a times, I've been to E3 10 times or something like that, and I don't think that's the case. Yes, you can get a lot of it from the internet. Like Nintendo, for example, the way they do their online directs during E3 back in the day, I guess, or a couple of years ago. Yes, you can get a lot of information. You can get videos, you can get trailers, you can get the bulk of what you need, but it's different when you're on the floor. I mean, yes, it changed later when they started letting the public go in, and it became much different. But it's one thing to play a game, a year before it's out, trying it out, seeing how it is, and not only getting an idea of what's to come, but also to talk to the developers and be like, oh, so how do you do this? What are you doing this? This might be cool. And developers take feedback too. Like, it's not like they don't.
They do.
They like, this is a true story, and I can't take full credit. But back in the day in the Cantia Hall at the con, which is the hall that's underneath everything, where pretty much all the small fries were, like all the Korean or Chinese or small companies were. Harmonix with Red Octane was there promoting Guitar Hero, the very first Guitar Hero before it blew up.
My jam.
And so I remember being there and trying it out before it came out. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And I talked to the developers for a while, and I'm like, dude, Harmonix worked on this. I love Harmonix. I played Frequency, I played Amplitude, I played everything you guys have done. Anti-Grab, the freaking air game on the iToy. Anyway, like, I would talk to them, and I'm like, you know what you guys need to do? Make a game called Rock Band and have the entire band set here. You need drums, you need 2 guitars, you can use one as a bass, microphone, because you guys did Karaoke Revolution. You can use the exact same engine from Karaoke Revolution, and this was before Guitar Hero 1 came out. Guitar Hero 1 came out, it blew up. It was originally strictly pre-orders, because I worked at the game store too at the same time. I worked at Game Crazy then. You had to pre-order the game, and you had to, get it. And then when it came out, they sent display copies to stores. People put on display. It became the biggest craze. Everyone knows how big Guitar Hero was. There was a South Park episode dedicated to it. And then, long behold, a few years later, they do a Rock Band. And, I feel, though, I can't take credit, obviously. I feel that my suggestions probably helped.
But you can.
Maybe it helped. That was all facts. And that was because I was able to go to E3, go to the very small Cantia Hall, which had nothing but indie and small developers, and I gave them feedback and tried out a game that was really cool. And that's something you're not going to do by just streaming stuff on the internet.
I totally agree. So, but overall, that's where we're at right now. So I guess that's what it is. PAX, I will say, PAX East and PAX West is happening. And I'm pretty convinced that eventually that Summer Game Fest is going to have a physical event. I just don't see how it's
rebranding
not
E3 as Summer Game Fest and then making it physical.
Yeah. Eventually, well, I don't know. Keely may have like a bad taste in his mouth with ESA, but still, who knows what's going on? But Summer Game Fest right now is just showing off the previews of it, since we don't have E3 is not happening this year at all. Some of the stuff that they kind of came with, was they premiered Guile from Street Fighter 6, which I have to say, Street Fighter 6 is looking like a nice game.
It does. Compared to what we got before.
Oh God, yeah, way better. Then this one that's on right now. This is a new Aliens game, which is man, it feels like they're making an Aliens game every year now at this point.
Where's my Isolation 2? That's what I want.
Say which one?
Isolation 2.
Oh, Isolation 2. Is this Isolation? Oh,
that was a horror one. The first person horror one. That one was. That's to this day, I think, the best Aliens game to date. That thing was a masterpiece.
Yeah. No.
Too scary for you?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember that one. I don't think was that the one where you had to hide?
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
alien.
Like
you
that?
had the little cage. The alien would come. It had the really smart single alien in the entire game. Oh, that game was great.
I think that's the one that Lex was playing. Lex streamed that one before, I believe, a long time ago.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I'm not against alien games as long as they're well done.
Yeah,
it looks cool from the
trailer.
It wasn't bad.
Then you also got Callisto Effect. This game, I'm looking forward to this game. This game is going to look well. This is the guys. This is the people that created Dead Space, essentially. Yeah. So I think this game is one that I would not sleep on at all. I think that this game is something that is definitely going to be a big hit, in my opinion, compared to the Dead Space remake that they're deciding to do on EA.
Which I will play that. But yeah, I actually already requested yesterday. I requested time off for Callisto Protocol in December because it comes out December 2nd. So I took time
Callisto
off.
Protocol looks like it's going to be smooth. Especially on the PS5. If they do this right, or even on next gen console or PCs and stuff, I can't wait.
The part that got me excited was when they showed the actual gameplay trailer after the initial trailer, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Please do what I want you to do."
Looks crazy.
The moment he curb stomped, I'm like, "Yes, curb stomping is back." Because I remember Dead Space, you'd go there for like an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna curb stomp every single thing, and I'm gonna do that all over again in Callisto Protocol because that game looks.
That's so hilarious.
Good.
Let's look. Yeah, so that one looks like some. It's called. This was Modern Warfare 2. At first, I was thinking like this is a remake of the original one, right?
Not a remake. I think it's just a new game. It's like I guess like rebranding.
I remember this stage legitimately back in the day.
Stage? Is it a remake? I didn't investigate. I was thinking it was just like now it's 2022. We're just gonna call it Modern Warfare 2 because they did Modern Warfare a couple years ago.
Modern Warfare was a remake of the original Modern Warfare.
I have no idea. I don't play Call of Duty anymore, man. I haven't played it since.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember this so distinctly because this is the only one that I liked. That's why I remember.
That was the first one I played to get into it when I did play it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just like, no, I'm cool. Okay. Well, I'm done with it. There's a lot of different kinds of crazy stuff that's coming out. Then there's the good one, like the PlayStation's Last of Us announcements, where they showed The Last of Us on HBO Max, the one that Pedro Pascal is going to be doing, which is going to be looks like it's going to be very cool.
A lot of people are mostly hating on Last of Us because they're like, you know what? We got a remaster on PS4. Do we need a remake? But after and I was in a similar boat, especially for the price of $70. But when they showed the side-by-sides and I could see exactly how different it looks, I'm like, okay, I'm down for it, especially since it's going to play more like 2. And let's face it, Last of Us 1 was a fantastic game. 2 played way better. Like the actual gameplay, the way you battled, so good. And to put that into the first game, I'm actually now excited for it.
I don't know if you can tell me to buy that game again.
I mean,
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for me to say I'm gonna spend $70.
I'll buy it on Black Friday.
It's like
I'll get it.
Like, I mean, it sucks because, like, don't get me wrong. I think it's definitely cool that they're deciding to play the game again, or they're going to release the game again. But this is literally the third remake of this game. Like, this is the third time of this being remade. Like, even though they say it's being remade from the ground up, it's awesome. But like, man, if you're going to be spending more than if you're going to be paying full price on the game that's came out 10 to 15 years ago, I can't do it. I was already pissed off at Ghost of Tsushima when they released the PS5 version because they were forcing you to pay full price again on a game that came out in only a year.
Well, I can't imagine the upgrade fee if you want.
There was no upgrade fee for Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. Not for Ghost of Tsushima. Mm-hmm. No, there was not. There was an upgrade patch, dude. They said that there was no bonus patch to upgrade it to PS5.
I thought there was a $20 fee you could pay to upgrade.
No. Oh. There was not one for Ghost of Tsushima. Okay. You had to buy the brand new one because like it was an expansion pass. It wasn't and then even with that, I don't like the idea of spending $70 on a game that you can get on PS4. Like the idea of that to me, it's like saying that all you're getting is an upscale. Now.
Which is also, I think, a bullshit upgrade that should be free.
You get real lip sync.
No, because if anyone knows, if you play the game in Japanese, the game was created for dub, and it did not lip sync with the Japanese. So if you played it with Japanese voices, it would be out of sync. It'd be like reverse.
I'm not paying $70 for that.
I'm not either, but I'm just shocked that they put that in a paywall. Like that should have been a free update for all. Like lip sync.
Yeah.
Like that was a bullet point on selling that
doesn't make sense.
So I'm like, it's sort of annoying there. So
I still don't. I still to this day have not played it yet. Oh, what were we going to say, Lex? I'm sorry.
I'm excited for Nightingale. I'm also excited for playing a stray cat.
Yes, Stray's gonna be good.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to be a freaking cat.
People are mad. There's no butthole though. The cat has no butthole. This is fact. The cat has no butthole. You know what I think? I think the cat is actually synthetic. It's not alive. It's a robot like everyone else. I'm calling it. I know the ending of the game.
Okay with that. Okay, but wait.
It is so funny to me that people get pissed off at it, like certain things.
I understand because it does bother some people. It really does. But why couldn't they do like the tail jewel? Like, you know what I mean? There was do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where you would put it on their tail and the jewel would cover their butthole. Okay, do that then. Like, why is
I just think just do the
Maybe
butthole.
They'll make it an upgrade. Maybe they'll do it as like a cosmetic.
Miyazaki's been doing it for like 40 years. Why can't we put it in the stray game? Now we're talking about. Come on,
it's just like. It's really important.
I mean, you're gonna be looking at the backside of the cat the entire time. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 put balls on the horse. Why can't we have buttholes on a cat? especially when the main character.
Wait a
Because
minute. Hold on. Let me play devil's advocate here. I've got a fluffy cat. Jadzia Dax is very fluffy, and you rarely see it.
This
because
cat
she's
is
got a lot of fluff
short-haired
back
tabby
there.
like
He
mine.
is short-haired
And
and
my
orange.
tabby,
I know.
if it goes on my stomach and then
I
turns
can see-
around and sticks its butt in there, I see a butthole in my face. So,
Straight butthole. I had a six-toed tabby, straight butthole all the time, and I had that sucker neutered twice. And his
Okay, I'm gonna just shut this conversation
All right.
down. My
okay,
God.
wait, I'm excited for Nightingale
Mhm.
because I love steampunk. Me and Dust are very steampunk fanatics. I'm
Which
a
one's
punk-
Yeah, I
Nightingale?
don't remember seeing that one.
It was on the screen.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of videos of it. I mean, a lot of
they're
things.
basically in
but-
like old timey like steampunk clothes,
Uh-huh.
and there's dinosaurs, and I'm excited.
Hmm.
I don't know
Okay.
what it's really about. I've watched several trailers, and I'm like, I don't know what this game's gonna be about, but I want to play.
But it caught your interest. That's all that
There's
matters, you know.
dinosaurs and steampunk.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all I know, and that's all I'm sure there's new trailers that have come out, and I'm sure there's a synopsis, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read it. I just kind of want it to be a surprise. I will pay full price for that game. I'm happy to say I'll pay full price for that game.
Sounds
Because most
good.
of my horror games are no more than 20 $30, you know, but I'm excited to play it. So, you know,
Like
Stray,
horror, Routine looked cool. It was only a short trailer,
Yeah.
but that one was like another sci-fi
It is-
horror game, and it looked neat.
yeah.
Routine looks really cool, but they did
I-
like. Did you even know like Flashback? Like
Flashback
what's
2
called
was
no? What's
announced.
a Flashback 2? I was
Yeah.
like, that game
Yeah.
was when I was a kid. I was like, what? I was 9 years
Sci-fi
old when that
Prince of
game
Persia.
came out. Yeah, back in the day, and then it's like when I saw the thing, I'm like, oh, I remember this game. I never beat it because I was terrible at it.
Oh,
But
it's
it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But
One
Jesus.
Piece Odyssey
But,
was shocking to see there. Like, I was shocked they actually
Yeah,
promoted that on the main screen and everything.
it didn't even show anything about it, which
It
is
was
really
a new
annoyed
trailer,
about.
but it didn't really
annoying.
show the gameplay, which is confirmed to be turn-based. I think they showed a battle scene for one moment because there was a scene where the characters were like there, and there were like two enemies like on the screen. They zoomed by, but they didn't actually show them battle. But it's going to be a turn-based RPG, and I guess the pedigree is people that worked on Tales games, so it's not like it's made by like people that don't know what they're doing. But Tales also don't.
I mean, it's
normally
Namco
make
Bandai.
turn-based. Yeah, Namco Bandai, and I know
Hey,
they worked on a few of the Tales games. At least the director, I think, did. So.
They made all the Tales games. Namco
Well,
Bandai
I mean,
has.
the team, the specific team that's working on this worked on those games. So.
Oh, okay, I got you. What's up?
is there a new Star Trek game in the works? Please tell me that there is, because
I
we've
don't.
got
Not
New
that I know
World,
of.
We've got Discovery. We've got so many
You're a
new
Trekkie?
Star Trek. I'm a huge Trekkie. I put Q-tips between my fingers for like 6 months to be able to do it on both hands. Okay.
I like the J.J. Abrams
She-
movies.
She is a
Oh,
hardcore
I'm a
Cisco
hardcore
fan.
J.J.
All
Abrams
of
movie
them.
person. I love
Shut
all of them.
up.
They're good.
I
The
love-
old stuff.
okay.
I had to watch Star Wars X Generation. I was forced to watch that only because
Like Star
right.
Trek Next Generation.
Star
First
Trek.
off.
Did I say Star Wars? I'm sorry, Star Trek.
Star Wars Next Generation.
I was
The
forced
better
to
one.
watch part of that every day as a kid because Three Stooges came on after it, and I wanted to stay up to watch Three Stooges. So that's the only reason I watched some of that
Okay.
show.
Next Gen
That's
is my
just
favorite.
heartbreaking.
Next Gen is my favorite. I love Picard. He's my captain.
He was cool on that.
Cisco is his captain, which is
That is
fine.
cool.
I love Cisco, but he's not my favorite. Picard's my favorite captain. Okay, but I need a new Star Trek game, man. I'm.
Did you
sick
play the
and tired
VR
of
one from a
fucking
few years ago?
waiting.
I heard that was good.
So I watched my
The
friends
captain's
play it.
chair. That
I've
was
heard it was good.
hilarious.
I've never been
No,
asked.
it's hilarious.
They were like, "Oh, Lex, you should totally join us," and then they never invite me. So I haven't played it. I have it, but I haven't played it with my friends yet.
Mhm.
But I would.
I don't think you
love
even need to do
new-
VR anymore.
But I think
it's
they
not.
turned off the V. They made it so you could play it without VR.
Oh no. Yes.
You can still play it with VR, but I'm just saying. But I've seen you play VR before, Lex, and then I have to say I'm always afraid of what the hell's gonna happen.
Okay.
Like
I
you're
make
very
sure
dangerous.
that because normally Adam, when I'm like, okay, I'm going to play VR tomorrow. Are you available? He's like, yeah, because I did have an incident where I played a VR horror game and I was at my friend's house streaming from his house and I hit the wall several times. I ran into the wall at full force. He caught me. I fell into a trash can. It was bad. So I've learned my lesson. I sit in the chair, and then I make sure I have the chat up so I can still see everybody's stuff, and then I play. But sometimes I lose the chat. I'm like, where did it go? And I have to like
She
reach
like
for stuff. But I push my chair back so that I have a full arm's length, and then I'm playing. But I would like a new Star Trek game because Discover. Well, no, it's not Discovery. Strange New Worlds episode 4 came out last week, and I think they've revealed who the big bad is because they didn't show us. And I
Is it
would
Picard?
love, yes, no, they've shown who the. I think they're alluding to who the big bad is, and I would absolutely love if they did it. I love the guy who plays Pike. I think all the cast members, if they could be like CG'd, it'd be perfect. That's all I'm saying. Please give me, because I love space games. Don't get me wrong, I do, and I love horror, but I'm tired of the same old shtick. Give me something new, man. If you're gonna make me another space game and it's kind of intense or suspenseful or horror-esque, I'm like, I can already tell you how this game ends. I haven't seen more than a minute and 30. I can tell you already how it ends, and that's not exciting for me. I need something new, damn it. That's all I'm
You watch
saying.
Orville.
Oh no, stop it.
I heard a lot of Trekkies are watching that and they're enjoying it.
Yeah, I couldn't get into
Just
it.
as much as Frankie looking forward to watching the live action movie of One Piece.
I mean, the Netflix show. I'm actually after the new announcement they did, that when they showed all the sets and stuff, I'm actually a little bit impressed. I'm actually excited.
You know what's funny to me? Like, to me, personally, and just saying this in person. Well, then again, let's just kind of close this off. But I know it's been a little bit. But yeah. So, Summer Game Fest was happening. It's okay. There was nothing big that was coming out that was happening. That was actually very jaw dropping in my opinion. But then again, I'm not really looking forward to anything.
Yeah, they did.
They
which already has TV commercials. So like, I'm
very good. It's a very good game, though.
Well, Nightingale has TV commercials, but it's like 10 seconds, and it's like dinosaurs, steampunk.
What's the name?
What?
What's the name of the game that came out on the PS4 that was with Hayden Panettiere?
I know.
It was a horror game.
Yes.
Yeah. Until Dawn.
Yeah, it's the same people. It's the same development team.
Yeah, Supermassive Games. Yeah. So like,
they also made the 3 games.
That's why
and Namco, the Dark Picture trilogy. They made those 3 games too.
Yeah, but that one's not as good.
I haven't played them yet. I have all of them, but I haven't played them yet.
That one's not as good. It's been on my wish list for a long time, but yeah.
Until Dawn is like, if you check on monthly though, sometimes it's the free game that they offer, because that's how I got it. So
I bought that game. I wanted
to
play it right away.
Yeah, so like but other than that, it's definitely it doesn't matter what you have the quarry. You're going to get the quarry, so you're fine.
I'm waiting for my.
It came out today.
Key. Yeah, I think
with Mario Strikers for Switch.
Waiting for my key.
Strikers for Switch. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I hated. I'm not a big fan of Strikers.
Well, the first game was great on GameCube. The Wii one was bad because they had to make everything gimmicky with the controller, and it just took the game out of it. Whenever a goalie would get a ball, it went into a different mini game. It just ruined it. But the GameCube one was
not
great.
Surprising. Yeah, not surprising, folks. That was episode number 135 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week, hopefully with Smitty feeling a lot better. And but in the meantime, though, if you did miss the live episode, that is okay. You can always check us out. We always release this podcast episode at the beginning of each week, so you will have absolutely no reason to miss out off our sexy voices.
Oh yeah, say it, Frankie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Kool-Aid, the cool one. Cool. Guys, thank you for stopping by. And as always, definitely check us out on our website, confreaksandgeeks.com, where you can see awesome content. Next week, I'm going to have the awesome interview with Daniel Pacina, who was the original Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat. So definitely stay tuned on that. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So guys, thank you. This is Davis, Frankie, and Lex signing off. Y'all, take it easy.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.